I'm going to ask you to hit the yes, okay button for recording, and then make your way back into your space. Good. And we'll just start with our feet parallel underneath us. A nice big breath in. Inhale your arms up, reach for the sky. Exhale, bring your arms down. Good. And again, inhaling up, feel the sides of the ribs open. And exhaling down. We're really putting most of our focus in that thoracic area today. We'll be doing lots of ELDOAs for the neck as well. So we'll see how mobilizing our thoracic spine frees up the neck spine to release some tension and down. Good. Take your right arm, reach it for the ceiling, reach up, and then reach so much that you start to tip over and your left fingers touch down towards the floor. Good, and then come back up and switch arms in the air. Reach your left arm up. Let it reach more until you're tipping over and your right fingers are reaching down to the floor. And again, one more time each side. Right arm reaches up. And we'll take a side bend, reaching the left fingers down. Find that opposition. Good, and then the left arm comes up. Reaching up more and side bending right fingertips, reach to the floor. Nice work, coming up. And then let's begin our march. So lifting the knees, peeling the feet off the floor. Good, finding a nice tall spine here while we get started. Eyes to the horizon. Lift out of your low back. So try to imagine lifting your whole rib cage up and off your pelvis. Good. Get even taller as we march here through this whole series. Good. Your arms are going to start to reach overhead as your knees lift. And I just want you to imagine you're reaching into space. Put little eyeballs on the ends of your fingers. Can you sense how much space there is above you? And notice how much space you have up there to lengthen into it. So the top of your head reaches up into that space that you're touching. Good, and then you're going to take your arms out to the sides and do the same thing. Find how much space there is on either side of you, quite a lot. Good, and see if you can really reach into it. Make yourself a little wider. And then let's take our arms forward. And again, find how much room there is in front of you. Good, really reach into it. That's it. And we're going to do one of each of the arm positions starting now. Up, side, front. Up, side, front. Good, nice and smooth. You've got it. Front, up, side, front. And then if you're feeling comfortable, able to keep your spine tall, you can start to pick up the pace a little faster. Just a little faster. It's a nice warm day, so we don't need too much longer of this. Go a little faster than your comfort zone. Up, sides, and front. You got it. I think I messed it up. Good, and last time. Okay, perfect. And then back to regular march. And we're back. Take your feet a little wider. Shift your hips from side to side. Move your pelvis. Good. Keep your shoulders dropping away from your ears. Put your hands on your hips. Feel how they're swishing from side to side. Good. And now start to circle the pelvis around. Just about 5 big circles. Yeah, let's get the hip bones, the thigh bones, and the low back warmed up. Let's start to go the other way when you're ready. Switching directions. That's it. Circle those hips around. Good. Excellent. And then into the center and a figure of 8. Good. Going in your favorite direction first. Softening the knees, but lengthening the neck. Lift out of the waistline. And then off we go the other way, switching directions, keeping the knees soft, the feet grounded. Good, shoulders away from the ears. And then finally landing in the center, tuck and untuck. Posterior tilt, anterior tilts. Good, shoulders relaxed. Just moving the pelvis now. The ribs are nice and still. The sternum is relaxed. Good, can you just tip the pelvis back and forth? Good, and then we're gonna relax all of that. Take your feet a little bit wider. Turn your toes and your knees in. Good, now this time the pelvis gets to stay, so go into posterior tilt. Think about all that space above your head. Push your head up into the space above. Reach your arms out into the space to the sides. Externally rotate your arms and extend your wrists. Now let's think right across the lower part of the armpits here. So right in the middle of the thoracic spine. Translate to the right. Keep your hips unmoving. Translate to the left. Good. Translate to the right. That's excellent. Translate to the left. Even though you're holding your pelvis in place, you're not squeezing your bum muscles, you're not gripping. And it's just nice and gently stable in that posterior tilt. Good. Very nice. Let's do 4 more. Right and left. Good. And right. Now we're going to layer on side bending. So translate to the right and stay. And layer on top a side bend where your arms windmill around and you're opening your ribs. And then come out of that and find your translation and go further. And then good, come to the center. Right side again. So you're going to translate right. Side bend, way over, big side bend. Then come out of it, find a deeper translation further. And then find center. Last time, nice work everyone, there's your translation. You layer on a side bend to open the left side of your rib cage a whole lot. And then find your translation, find center, relax your arms for a moment, just shake your arms out. Good, reset your pelvis, take your arms back out to the sides, external rotation, extended wrists, and now translate to the left. Layer on a side bend, a big side bend through the spine. Good, come out of the side bend, but find your translation and maybe go a little further. Exactly, and then come to center. We'll do that 2 more times. So you translate your ribs first, then you take a big side bend through the spine. You're a huge curving spine. Then you come out of the side bend and you reach further, and then you come to center. And our last one, great work. Maintain your pelvis, add the side bend on top of the translation, and then come out of the side bend, reach a little more through that left arm, find center, relax your arms. Awesome work. Straighten your knees, relax your pelvis, and bring your feet back in underneath your hips. Very nice. Okay, just a little more for that thoracic spine. You're going to roll your arms in and out. Try to keep your shoulders away from your ears here as you do this. So imagine you're kind of tunneling down into the floor with your fingertips as you go in and out. You're going to soften your knees a little bit, tuck your pelvis, and then try and move your upper back and your upper chest. So the tail stays tucked. Don't overgrip your glutes, but keep your posterior tilt and just try and open your upper back, open your chest. Arms turn in, arms turn out. We're going to do 2 more in each direction, shoulders pulling down. And last one, and then come out of that nice and easy. Beautiful. And let's set up our first standing ELDOA. So big toes up, 4 toes down. Arches press into the floor. Good, you're gonna tip your pelvis back already, so you sort of feel your low back has flattened out a little bit. Good, let's bring one hand to the back of the skull and one hand to the sternum, and see if you can move those 2 areas apart, where the sternum is gonna slide down the front of the body, and the back of the skull is gonna slide up away from the tail. Tucking your chin in will help, bringing your head back. And then keep your hands here. Turn your shin bones out. Turn your thigh bones in. Get a little taller through the waistline. And then let's take the arms out one at a time. Try your best to maintain sternum and base of skull. Externally rotate your arms, extend your wrists and spread your fingers. And think about dropping the shoulder blades down and wide. So as your arms come up, there's a lot of space between the shoulders and the ears, and there's a lot of width across the upper back. So you engage and lengthen, open the muscles between the shoulder blades. That's our first goal. Good. Second goal, lengthen the head away from the neck. Lift the neck long out of the torso. Pull the tailbone down to the floor. So we're already 20 seconds in. We're halfway through. Pull your fingernails down and push your arms up. And let your shoulder blades slide up the sides of your ribs to lengthen your waist more, but then lengthen your neck out of your torso, push your head up into the ceiling, all that space above you, fill it, and pull your tailbone down in the opposite direction. Now we're in just to our last 10 seconds, so big breaths here, getting longer and longer, letting yourself pull open and apart. And then we'll let one arm soften to the side of the body. Keep everything, all that space in your spine as the second arm comes down. Great work. And then relax your feet. Try to stay tall here, stay regal. Good. And then relax your spine a little bit, relax your pelvis. Grab your chair and let's get into our thoracic stretches here. So if you have a chair, great, or a stool, the goal is to sit on something that allows you to kind of sit with your legs wide. And in a perfect world, we would be sitting on a massage table with our legs hanging off the side. So the legs should be as relaxed as possible. It's possible to do this on the floor. A chair might just give you a different experience with these stretches. So we're going to start with rotation. This is familiar. But I want you to think about that if you put your hands right in the middle of the sternum. So not up under the collarbones, not right down at the base of it, right in the middle. Good, and take a couple of breaths here and maybe focus on breathing in the space between your hands and your mid-back. So you're trying to fill front to back in the body with your breath. While you work on that breath, you're still growing tall. Dropping the tail into the chair, pushing the head up into the ceiling. Use your breath to fill that space behind the sternum. And then we're going to keep that work as we do the movement. So take your arms out in front of you. Externally rotate your arms and extend your wrists. Pull your shoulder blades down, maintain your spine. Turn your left hand in and pull your elbow up and back behind you. Keep your nose, belly button forward. Start to rotate your ribs, pushing your front hand forward, pulling your elbow behind you. Keep your face and belly forward. Keep rotating here. Draw the chin in and lower the eyes and focus on that space behind the sternum again. Breathe into it. As you exhale, twist just a tiny bit more, shoulder blades pulling apart. Again, breathe in behind the sternum. Exhale, add a touch more twist. And one more breath in. And exhale, staying tall as you twist. Great work, slowly come out. And we're going to switch sides right away. Bring in the right elbow up and back. Ideally, it's higher than the shoulder. Pull the shoulder blades down and lengthen your spine. Relax your legs. Good. Start to twist your rib cage. Turn the ribs. Push the left palm forward. Push the right elbow behind you. Take a deep breath in behind the sternum. As you exhale, soften there and twist a little more. Good. Inhale, shoulders are still well away from the ears. Exhale and twist, getting taller still. One more breath. Feel the stretch right in the middle of the thoracic cage. under the armpits. Good. Let's slowly return. Stay tall as you come out. Let your arms float down and they'll get a well-deserved rest here. If you feel the need to wiggle, wiggle your shoulders around. So there's our rotation. We're going to go into side bend. So take your left hand and put it weirdly on your head where your palm is up. So your palm faces the ceiling. Yeah, you're waving at the ceiling. And then take your right arm down by your side. Externally rotate your arm and extend your wrist. Now here is easy, I find, when the arm goes up for the ribs to pull forward. So pull your rib cage back. Lengthen between the base of the skull and the tailbone. Find the middle thoracic cage, just like we've been breathing into it before. Yeah, and then translate your ribs to the left, the middle of the ribs to the left, just like we did in the warm-up. Good, keep your right sit bone down. And then you're gonna start to lift your left armpit and push down through your right palm, but keep the translation. Translate it to the left. And what you wanna feel is a pretty good stretch in the center of the thoracic cage, more on the left side here. Push through that right palm. Good, and almost imagine trying to translate the left armpit to the left a little more. So you're gonna stay there, eyes down, chin tucked, yes. So push the underneath of the left armpit over to the left and push down and out through the right shoulder blade. Think about those shoulder blades pulling apart on a diagonal. Exactly, side bend more to the right, Tina. Let your right shoulder drop a little bit more. Yeah, good, exactly. Let's stay here for one more breath. Shoulder blades wide, then slowly come out of the side bend and out of the translation. Let that left hand come down and you switch sides. So right palm rests, or right back of the hand rests on the head. Finger or palm is facing the ceiling. Good. External rotation, extended wrist, and then we translate the ribs to the right first. Draw in your mind a diagonal from your right elbow down to your left palm, and then start to side bend and stretch that diagonal apart. So push that right elbow up and away, push the left palm down and away, and try and create the widest possible stretch on this diagonal line through your torso. Yeah, exactly. So that bottom arm, the left arm has a role in reaching down, pulling the shoulder blade with it. And the top arm has a role in the shoulder blade pulling up in the opposite diagonal. So we're going to stay for one more breath in and out. Use the shoulder blades to widen. And then slowly relax the side arm, come out of the side bend and relax both arms down. And we'll take 2 breaths in behind the sternum. So inhale and exhale. And one more time, inhale behind the sternum, between the shoulder blades. Big exhale. And finally, we do our flexion. So you're going to take your arms straight out in front of your chest, not too high or too low, or we'll go into the other parts of the rib cage. So right in front, external rotation, extended wrists. Now you can use your eyes here. Make sure your shoulders are right on top of your hips. And then start to round forward, but keep your shoulders over your hips. So you're going to round your spine. You're going to start to flex the upper back, flex the neck. Push your arms forward in front of your chest and pull your mid back behind you with the same effort. Make sure the shoulders are dropped away from the ears. Make sure the crown of the head is tractioning out from the neck and the tail is sinking into the chair. So you're trying to create an equal effort, stay in it, equal effort tug of war with the arms pushing forward and the upper back, mid back pulling back. At the same time, breathe into your mid back. That's it. Jippy, you can let your head drop a little bit. Shoulders are wide across the back. Good. You should be feeling a stretch right across the back of the body here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep your head down and let your arms float down towards your legs. Let them hang. And then roll up through your spine, stacking your spine nice and tall. Exactly. Really nice work, everybody. We're going to do the rotations one more time, and then we're going to get into our thoracic ELDOAs. So take your arms out in front, external rotation, extended wrists. This time sit even taller and straighter, tail down, crown up, shoulder blades down. Bring your left fingers in and bring the elbow up and back. Start to rotate the rib cage around, pushing the elbow behind you, pushing the palm forward. Keep your shoulder blades down, keep your neck long. Breathe in behind your sternum. As you exhale, twist a little more, stay tall. And again, breathing in behind the sternum. Exhale, twist a little bit more, and let's do one more breath, keeping the tail down. And exhale. Awesome work. Slowly come out. That looked lovely. Let's take the right elbow back. When you're ready, elongate the spine, draw the chin in, start twisting the rib cage. We're aiming for a stretch right in the center of the thoracic cage. Find a level of stretch that feels good for your body and stay to breathe in. Exhale and twist a little bit more. Inhale right behind that sternum, keeping the length in the spine. Exhale, find one little bit more of a twist. Last breath in and out here, finding a tall spine and the elbow and hand pushing apart. Excellent. Slowly return back to the front. Let your arms float down. You've done it. Nice work. Okay, we're going to take those chairs out of the way now, and we're going to sit on the mat. So just make your way down. You can bring me down with you onto the floor. And we're going to start right in the middle at T6-7. So we're going to go into cross-legged position right away. Good. Excuse me. All right, here we go. So legs are going to stay relaxed today. So I just want you to sit comfortably cross-legged, but no worries about the flexed feet and what we usually do with the lower limbs. Let your thighs be relaxed, hands on your knees. Good, and we're first going to find that breath again right behind the sternum. So see if you can take a couple of breaths and expand front to back that space between your sternum and your kind of mid-upper back area. So between the sternum and the spine, we feel a lot of movement there. Good. And JP, you can even just cross your ankles. That would be good if you can do that. Yeah, exactly. So we're just going for that kind of maximum external rotation in the thighs. Now we're going to take our arms out to the sides and just feel your shoulder blades on your back. Maybe flip your palms to the ceiling and do a couple shoulder blade retraction, protraction sort of movements. And now as you start to bring your arms up slowly, I want you to picture the tips of the shoulder blades widening. So your arms are going to come up, and the higher up they go, the wider the bottom tip of the shoulder blade will be until your arms actually cross. Not cross, but come into the midline. And now the shoulders are as wide on your back as they can go. Bring your fingertips together. You can leave your palms apart and try to bring your arms slightly back so you feel them beside your head. Good. And then we're going to reverse that, coming back down, reach out through your fingertips and feel how your shoulder blades just gently reset onto your back in a neutral position. Good. Okay, let's sit a little taller here. Bring your sternum back, pull your tailbone down, and draw your ears back, tuck your chin in. Take your arms out to the sides. We're going to try our best to keep our spine really straight. Externally rotate your arms. Feel your shoulder blades both down your back and very wide already. Good, yep, that's it. And then start to bring your arms up slowly and see if you can imagine your two shoulder blades winging out. The bottom tip of the shoulder blades wing out. You feel this width right underneath the armpits, across the mid-back, all the way until the fingertips come to touch right above your head. And then you're going to stay there for a moment and see if you can breathe into the space between the shoulder blades. Make it bigger with your breath. Pull your shoulder blades wider on your back. Good. Pull your ears back and tuck your chin. Let your sternum drop down the front of your body. We're looking great. Bring the arms back a little bit further. And let your shoulder blades now slide up the sides of the ribs, up towards the palms. So they're still wide, but they're sliding up and up and up. And you will feel your shoulders lift a little towards your ears, but keep your neck so long that the shoulders don't quite get there. Good. Keep your chin in. We're only 10 seconds away from the end. So full effort now, lifting through the spine, letting the shoulder blades glide up and pull apart and glide up. Fingertips reach. Last breath in and out. Great work, everybody. And then take the arms up and out the way they came up, just nice and slow. Keep the spine getting taller. That's it. Beautiful work. As your hands touch down, you can relax your shoulders and your spine. Good. Recline on your hands and slide your legs out in front and just roll your thighs in and roll your thighs out. Excellent. Really nicely done. We're going to move down a little bit. Now we're below the shoulder blades, but the same feeling applies in the back. So bend your knees and put your feet flat on the floor in front of you, and your knees are pointing to the ceiling. You can hold on to your shins if you want here, and we're just going to practice the arms again. So this time, take your arms out in front of you, externally rotate them and extend the wrists. Let your shoulder blades drop down away from your ears, and then try to keep them down as you start to bring your arms up. So this is just like the standing ELDOA, same kind of idea. We're going to let the shoulder blades pull wide. So feel the muscles between the shoulder blades actually stretching. They're on eccentric contraction. Once your arms are back as far as they'll happily go, you can start to slide the shoulder blades and the sides of the body up, but your neck stays long. That's it. Good. And then let your shoulder blades slide back down like an elevator, and let your arms return slowly back down in front of you. Good. Put your hands behind you, slide your legs out, and go for a little flip-flop in and out again. Good. So we'll put that into the full ELDOA with a lemniscat of the legs. So coming up onto your sit bones, let's let the feet come to flat. And we'll wind up the tissues in the legs, and you'll feel this in your pelvis once we get there. Lift your big toes and press the arch of the feet down, arches. Turn your shin bones out. And as you turn your thigh bones in, feel how your pelvis sort of sinks into the ground a little bit, sort of like anchors itself straight down into your seat. Now take your arms out in front of you. We'll leave the pelvis as is. Sit a little taller. Line your bottom ribs up with your low back. Line the back of your neck up with your bottom ribs. Externally rotate your arms and extend your wrists. Pull your shoulder blades down and then keep them down as the arms start working their way up. And we feel that width again. The muscles between the shoulder blades are going wider and wider, pulling eccentrically, working but pulling wide. When your arms are back where they'll happily stay for a few breaths, you're going to turn your arms out even more, open your palms a little more, and then let those shoulder blades slide up and pull on the sides of the waist. So you actually sit taller as your shoulder blades come up. Yes, great work. Let the sternums drop down in opposition. Keep the neck lengthening. Push up through the heels of the palms. Feel the elbows really straight. Good. Let's bring the arms closer to the ears here. Last 20 seconds. Bring your arms back a little bit more. That's it. Lift out of your spine. Make sure your low back and low ribs are backed up. One more breath in and out. Keep going higher and taller. Lift out of your own torso. And then bring the shoulder blades down, but keep the spine tall. Let the arms float straight down the way they came up. You did a great job on T8. Good job. Relax your hands down, relax your legs, and then slide those legs out finally and roll them in and out. Amazing work, everybody. Really good. We have one more thoracic spine ELDOA to do. It's a quadruped one, so we're on 4 points. So we're going to work in that same idea with that shoulder blade, sliding up and sliding down. Only difference is we're going to be facing the ground. So you're going to come onto all fours. This is T5. We're right in the middle of the shoulder blades here, and a really key level of the spine for lots of good things. Hormone distribution and production, insulin, innervation for the stomach and other organs. Okay, you're going to turn your hands out, turn your arms out so that your elbow creases point forward. And we're just going to do our best to flatten out the spine. So you might need to bring the low back up a little bit, let the chest drop down a tiny bit, bring the back of the skull and the neck up a little bit. Yeah, good. Shoulders down the back and wide. Now you can tuck your toes under here if you'd like, or leave your feet relaxed, whatever you feel best. Let's keep the right hand down on the floor. Feel that shoulder blade acting wide and sliding down towards the hand. And then take the left arm and slowly float it up by your ear. Keep that shoulder blade away from your ear. So as the left arm comes up beside your head, you've still got space between the top of the shoulder and the left ear. Push your head forward and your sit bones both back. Turn the left arm out even more. And now let that left shoulder blade slide up towards the left hand, but keep it wide. Everyone stay there. See if you can get your arm right beside your ear. That's it. Keep going. Right beside your ear, Nancy. So right overhead. High five overhead. Yeah, that's it. You've got it. You're right, JP. Stay with it. You're doing a great job. Beautiful, Carolina. Lift your low back a tiny, tiny bit. A tiny bit. Yes, beautiful. One more breath, everybody. Let the shoulder blades work. One goes out to the side and down. One goes up towards the hand. Bring the left hand down. Untuck your toes. Sit back and take a well-deserved rest, resting your forehead on your stacked hands if you'd like. Notice as you breathe in behind the sternum, between the sternum and the upper back, between the sternum and the spine. Are there any differences from right to left? Can you relax the shoulders? Take one more breath. You all did a fantastic job. And we just have one more side to go. So come on to all fours. Start with your hands turned out and arms turned out. Choose to tuck your toes or not, whatever feels best. Lift the low back a little bit so it's flat. Drop the sternum a little bit. Bring the back of the neck to a flat position. I could rest a cup of tea on your back and it wouldn't go anywhere. Pull your shoulder blades down and wide. Your left arm is strong. You're going to keep your left hand on the floor and slowly take the right arm up towards your ear, keeping the right shoulder blade away from the ear. Turn the right arm out more. Feel width across those two shoulder blades. Push them apart and push the sit bones in one direction and the top of your head in the other direction. Eyes are looking down towards the knees. Chin is in. Lift the back of the skull. And now let that right shoulder blade do its thing. Let it slide up along the sides of the ribs towards that right palm. Breathe here, right into that space behind the sternum. 10 more. Beautiful work with your spines, everyone. 5 more seconds. Keep the arm close to the ear and reaching for 4, 3, 2, bring the arm down slowly. Keep the spine long, untuck your toes, sit back, elbows come down. You can stack your hands and rest your head. Amazing, really nice work. Good, let's stay for another 2 breaths. Let your shoulders slowly release more and more tension. Let the sides of the neck gently get longer. Some big belly breaths. Excellent. And then when you're ready, you're just going to make your way onto your back. So you're going to lie down on your back. No rush here. Just find yourself on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat. We'll give our shoulders and our thoracic spine a little break, and we'll put our focus on the low back and the sacrum for just a moment here. Okay, so once you're comfortable, you're going to go ahead and posteriorly tilt your pelvis. So roll to the very top of your sacrum. Let your low back flatten into the floor. And then go the other way, roll to the very bottom of your sacrum, right down to your tailbone, and let your low back lift. And again, rolling up to the top of the sacrum, low back is flat. Rolling down to the bottom of the sacrum, low back is arched. Keep going, rolling the pelvis towards you to flatten out the lumbar spine. And then rolling it away. Good, just a few more times, kind of like you're taking a steamroller to the pelvis, to the sacrum, trying to flatten it out little bit by little bit. Both sides of the pelvis nice and wide. And let's do one more time, rolling the pelvis towards you, letting the low back flatten. And then roll the pelvis away. Great, and then land right in the center of the sacrum. Try to keep the sacrum heavy and bring the low back down a little bit more. Wiggle your low ribs away from your sacrum. And let's cross the right ankle over the left knee and do our glute stretch, keeping the sacrum and the low back flat. So hold on behind the left thigh with the right ankle crossed over. So we're doing the, yeah, that's it, JP, that one. You got it. We'll do that first, and then we'll do the one you were just doing right after. So we're holding on to the back of the left thigh, drawing the legs a little closer, but trying to keep the sacrum flattened out and the low back nice and heavy. Shoulders relax, your shoulder blades are drawing down into the floor and down to your back pockets. Good, and then what we're gonna do is just relax our feet, hug your right knee into your chest and let your left leg stretch out long. So holding on to the right knee, left leg is long, good. Now, see if you can keep your right knee in with your left hand. So hold on to your right knee with your left hand. Take your right arm up to the ceiling, externally rotate it and extend your wrist and bring that arm back by your ear, remembering to keep the shoulder away from the ear. Now your right arm is long, you're going to reach it overhead. Your left leg is long, you're going to reach it down below. Flex your left foot, turn your leg in. Just enjoy this nice full stretch from heel to hand. Let's take a big breath in. When you exhale, your leg, that left leg, is going to just arc up to the ceiling. So it's straight and it arcs straight up to the ceiling. Heel comes up to the ceiling. Pause here, reach the heel up more. And good, fold your leg in, bring your arm in. Good, and then just put one foot down at a time. Nice work. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. And we'll go into our glute stretch on this side. So bring the left ankle over the right knee and hold on behind the right thigh. Excellent. That's it. So just the glute, good old-fashioned glute stretch. Keep your spine long, sacrum flattened out like you just ran a steamroller roller over it. Low back is flat. Good, shoulders are relaxed. Let's take one more breath here. Make sure you're breathing low. And then when you're ready, relax your feet, hug your left knee into your chest and stretch your right leg out long. You've got it. Left knee in, right leg long. Perfect. Now you're going to keep your left knee in, holding onto it with your right hand. And that's going to free up your left hand. Take your left arm up to the ceiling, externally rotate it, extend your wrist, and then arc that left arm back towards your ear, keeping a long neck, keeping the left shoulder blade heavy. Now you're reaching that left arm long, so let's reach the opposite leg, the right leg, really long, even more. Flex your right foot and roll your right thigh in a little bit. Left arm and right leg are reaching away. Take a big breath in. On your exhale, arc your right leg up to the ceiling until your right heel is pointing straight up. Stay here, push your heel up more. Now you're going to fold your right knee in and hold on to it with your left hand. Bring your left hand to your right knee. Good, we're going to do general ELDOA. Take your right arm back by your ear. Right arm back by your ear. Good, put your left foot down, slide your left leg out to straight, flex your left foot. Stretch your long arm and your long leg, opposite limbs, reach them. And then exhale your left leg up and up and up until your left heel points at the ceiling. Keep it there for a moment. And now you're going to bring your left leg in and hold on to it with the right hand so your arms are crossed. Take your left arm back by your ear. Keep your left knee in and slide your right leg out. You're right, JP, that's it. Right leg goes out. Nice work, everyone. Stretch the left arm and the right leg long. Exhale the leg up to the ceiling until your heel points at the ceiling. Right leg all the way up, heel up to the ceiling. Fold the right leg in. Hold onto it with your left hand. Holding both knees, arms crossed. Let's do one more each side. Right arm back by your ear. Left leg down nice and long. Get a super stretch here from the left leg all the way up the body through the right hand. Exhale the leg up to the ceiling with your back flatter and flatter. Heel up to the ceiling. And then bring your left leg in, hold onto it with the right hand, and take your left arm back by your ear. Put your right leg on the floor, stretch it out. Last time this side, reaching longer, spine flatter, stretching, and keep your arm reaching overhead while your leg arcs up to the ceiling. Push your heel straight up to the ceiling here. Hold it there for a moment, right heel up to the ceiling. There, and then bring it in, bring the arm in. You did it. Relax your feet, put one foot down at a time. Fantastic work, everybody. Relax your spine for a moment and go back into posterior anterior tilts. Roll to the top of the sacrum, roll to the tailbone. Just a couple more times, just a little intermission here, and then we'll go into our neck ELDOAs for today. Excellent work there on that general ELDOA, everybody. Super slow motion version, it was really good. Okay, stay at the top of your sacrum. Make sure your low back is flat. Also make sure your ribs are relaxed. And still breathe behind your sternum. Still fill that space with your breath. Take your arms up to the ceiling. Externally rotate your arms and extend your wrists. Spread your fingers wide. Turn your arms out extra. Nod your chin and lengthen the back of your neck. And now start to pull your shoulder blades both down your back and push your hands up to the ceiling at the same time. So the shoulder blades pull down the back and the arms are trying to press up against your ceiling. Nod your chin even more now. Try to relax all the way from the jaw, down the front of the throat, out along the collarbones. Keep all of that soft while your arms push up and your shoulder blades pull down. We've got about 15 more seconds. See if you can find a longer spine from tail to crown. Keep going. Good. Turn your arms out 1 more degree. Fantastic work, everybody. And then when you're ready, slowly lower your right arm down by your side. Then your left arm follows. And then your spine relaxes. Good. And you can let your head loll side to side as you feel all the tension drain out from the front of the shoulders and the neck. We're going to move right along here a little higher up in the neck spine. This time, bring your legs over your chest first and see if you can easily roll to the top of the sacrum with having your legs in, low back flat. Flex your feet and evert your feet. Reach your arms away from you, past your hips, and then lift them up until they're about level with your knees, so 45 degrees. Externally rotate your arms, extend your wrists, pull the fingers as far apart from each other as they can go. Really press through the heels of your palms and pull your fingernails back towards you. Now, nod your chin. See if you can slide the hairline of your neck away from the tops of your shoulders more and more. See if you can pull your shoulder blades down your back. Sink your upper back into the floor and then reach through the heels of those palms a little more. I'm going to come out and have a look, but you're staying here, same effort or even more as you breathe. Good, Nancy, narrow your arms a little bit so they're closer. Yes, that's great. JP, lower your arms a bit towards your knees. Yes, beautiful. Spread your fingers, everybody. Nice, Tina, this looks great. Good, Carolina. Everybody, longer neck for 5. Shoulders away from the ears for 4. 3, beautiful work. 2 and 1. Now you're going to keep your arms up, but just hold on to your shins. Relax your feet. Hug your knees in and just circle your knees. So you're holding onto your knees. You're going to pull them in, open them apart, and pull them together. So you're drawing circles with your kneecaps. As you do that, keep your pelvis really heavy. Let your arms do a bunch of work here. And then go the other way. Circle your knees the other way. Let your arms do at least 50% of the work. Good. Next time your knees are in, keep them in. Lift your heels a little higher than your knees. Flex and evert your feet. Take your arms up to the ceiling. Externally rotate your arms and extend your wrists. Pull your shoulder blades down your back. Nod your chin and lengthen the back of your neck away from your upper back. And now let's bring the arms down towards the sides of the body until your middle finger hovers off the floor. You really want to reach those arms long, like you have go-go gadget arms. They can go past your hips, past the end of your mat, through the wall past you. That's it. Pull your fingers wider. Lengthen the sides of your neck. Good. Keep breathing as you turn those arms out, working the shoulder blades down and the upper back down. Yeah, really nice. Now keep all the effort that you've got, but try to soften all the way from the jaw, down the sides of the neck, and out across the collarbones. Keep the reach through the arms for just another 10. 9, let the lower half of your neck open, lengthening up. 5, 4, 3, 1 last effort, longer arms, longer neck, soft jaw and sternum. Let the arms float to the floor finally. Let the legs finally come down one at a time. Release your spine and your eyes. Walk your feet way off the sides of your mat and let your knees do a drift from side to side. Just a gentle roll from one hip to the other. or one back pocket to the other. Great work, everybody. You've done a really nice job here. Okay, we're gonna do one more stretch for the sides of the neck. So when you're ready, you're gonna roll onto your side and come on up to a seated position. Good, now you can sit cross-legged, diamond, on your heels, on your chair. So find a position that you're comfortable for a few moments here. We're gonna be working on a muscle that runs all the way from your occiput, so the big bone at the base of your skull, to your jaw, down to your collarbone. It's a big one. Okay, so let's just take the left hand and just place it on your thigh or your knee. Just give it something to hold on to. Take your right arm out to the side. Externally rotate your arm and extend your wrist. Now we've been working with those shoulder blades a lot today. So one more time, pull the right shoulder blade down and out. So see if you can feel the right shoulder blade wide and down. Draw your chin in, pull your tailbone down. And then you're just gonna tip your left ear to your left shoulder just until you feel the beginnings of a stretch. Keep the right arm reaching down. Keep the palm flat. Take one breath in here, breathing behind your sternum, just like we did earlier. And now you're gonna rotate your head to the right, again, just until you feel a bit of a stretch coming all the way up to the base of the skull. So we're tipping the left ear down, we're turning the nose to the right. Re-lengthen that right arm, pull the shoulder blade down the back. Really nice. Nod your chin in more towards your throat. That'll deepen the stretch up the back side of the neck. Take 2 more breaths here, letting the arm reach down, letting the shoulder blade slide down. Good. And then when you're ready, you're going to lift your eyes and come out of the rotation. Come out of the side bend. Relax that right arm. Good. And just take a breath in the middle. We'll do the other side here. JP, you could sit on your chair for this if you want, or even just straight down on the floor, whatever is most comfortable. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. That'll be a good spot. Okay, let's take the left arm down out to the side so you've got some space there. Good. Externally rotate that arm and extend the wrist. So we were here already today. Pull your left shoulder blade down your back and sit tall. Ears over shoulders, shoulders over ribs, ribs over pelvis. Good, Tina, make sure that arm isn't behind you. It might be a trick of the camera, but just no turning. Yeah. And we'll start with a simple side bend. Just until you feel a stretch. So don't go too far. Find the beginning of a stretch in your neck. Right ear coming towards the right shoulder, and we breathe. Try to fill the space behind the sternum. Now keep that side bend and rotate your head to the left. Just until you feel that stretch increase or change a little bit to come up the neck into the base of the skull. Keep turning the left arm out and pushing down through the palm. Good work. And now add a nod of the chin. Don't let your head fall forward, but pull your chin in towards your throat. That's right, exactly. Keep working that left arm. It goes down to the floor. Try to line the bottom of your ribs up with the top of your pelvis. Exactly. Let's hold for one more breath. Nicely done, everyone. Keep breathing into that stretch and breathing behind the sternum. Now we're going to come out of it the way we came in. So lift your eyes and come out of the rotation. Let your ears come to level. Fantastic work. Bring the arm out. Coming out in reverse isn't easy. And take a breath in and out. Good. And then let's go to the wall and finish with L5S1. Okay, so here we go. You made it. You did a great job. Hopefully the thoracic spine and neck spines have a little bit more breathing room now to take with you into the rest of the week. Okay, here we go. Let's get ourselves in place, taking however long you need to feel centered. So wiggling around, fidgeting around until you're pretty sure you are as lined up as you can be. Shoulder blades are just gonna rest on the floor, legs are resting against the wall. We are again gonna use the shoulder blades in this L5S1. The positioning of them is similar to some of the stuff we did already, only now we're lying down on our backs instead of sitting up. So let's begin with the legs. You're just gonna straighten your knees as much as they'll go, and then flex your feet. Start with that. Make sure your heels are lined up with your hips. So you don't want them too wide or too narrow, just straight up from the hips. Now low back flattens into the floor. Think about your lumbar spine actually pressing down and your sacrum pulling away from it. So low back down, sacrum sliding away. All right, take your arms up to the ceiling and just walk your shoulder blades side to side. Really spread out the space between the shoulder blades. And then we can go externally rotate the arms and extend the wrists. Open your fingers wide. Draw your shoulder blades down your back a little bit. Pull the base of the skull away from the upper back. Try to keep space between the shoulders and the ears and start moving your arms back. Slowly back, take your time. Don't force the shoulder blades to stay down, but just try to keep the softness on the top of them, the softness through the chest. Arms are gonna reach by the ears, fairly narrow here. And now see if you can keep that width across the back of the body between the shoulder blades and let your shoulder blades slide up a little bit along the sides of the body. Let the legs roll in, pull your big toes down, push your pinky toes away, straighten behind the knees a little more, flatten the low back into the floor and push the sacrum to the wall as you pull the low back away from the top of the sacrum. Stay with that work. I'm just going to come out and have a quick look. Let's see if you can keep all the tensions in place, adding to them as you go, and maybe finding a little more softness across the jaw, good across the throat, across the collarbones. This looks really good. Let's take one more effort, one more breath in and out. Great job. Let the arms come up to the ceiling and down. Let your feet and your ankles slowly release. You did it. Let your spine and your eyes relax. Good. Make sure your shoulders are soft. Breath is soft. Good. And you're all done. Nice work.